Okay, so this is what I have so far. You would go here and let me see. I'm expanding the columns. Okay. You would put the items that you are going to make. And then you would put the estimate on how long it takes to make the items. These are random numbers that I put in, but all of the calculations will be based on them. You don't have to worry about that behind the scenes. You just need to put an estimate on how many hours it takes to make an item, and that your estimated cost. That's an estimate. How much on average do you pay to buy a shirt, or how much does it cost on average for a dress? You just add those here, and then most important is the command center. I'm going to make this neater and more clear. I'm working on it. The color code and all the other stuff. Don't worry about that right now. But just to show you, okay. The command center is where you would start. You would go here and you would just enter the desired work hours per day. I know you probably work more than 8 hours, but let's just say in ideal you wanted to know how much you charge things is going to be based on how many hours you are willing to work. So the cool thing is you can play with different hours to see how it affects the prices. You'll see that later. Right now, let's say you want to work 8 hours a day and 5 days a week. Let's say you want to work 7 hours a day. And 6 days a week, and 5 days a week. So then it automatically updates it tells you how many hours you have left for sleep, family, and rest. If you work 7 hours a day, then you'll have 17 hours to yourself. And as you update the number, it'll automatically update the column. So let's say you wanted to work 8 hours a day. See, it automatically updated it. Now you're only going to have 16 hours to yourself after work for family, sleep, family, rest, just life outside of work. But it also tells you, okay, the total for the month, it'll calculate you have 173 hours to work for the month. So it tells you your minimum monthly income. Now, ignore these numbers. I just put in sample numbers. But it'll tell you how much income you need to make per month. This number is based on all of your expenses. So I have another sheet called expenses. This is where you get to put down whatever expenses you have for your business or personal, for the shop or whatever, or a savings goal. You put numbers in here, your expenses, and that's how much you average. How much it costs per month for you. You can even put your personal transportation expenses. Now you're traveling to work by car, so if you put that on this sheet, it will update all of your prices for your items based on that to make sure you can accomplish that. So that's the expenses sheet. Back to the command center sheet. This tells you your minimum required hourly life cost. So that's the minimum you need to make per hour here. It'll just tell you that. Now, again, I have to enhance the sheet so it's clear where do you input things versus what things are just automatically calculated. But it'll tell you that. And then it'll even tell you how much you undercharge. It'll calculate that for you, how much you undercharge. So here's an example. It says you undercharge by $44,127 this month. That is the cost of your burnout. So it can figure out where you undercharged that. Okay, but how does it do that? Don't worry about those details. I don't want to overwhelm you, but here's your main sheet. Oops, not this one. Work ledger. Here is the part here. Now, check this out. You're going to you are going to here select the cost for pickup, local, or far deliveries. So you'll set those numbers one time. The idea is you use these, pick some average estimate. If it's a far delivery versus a close versus versus a close delivery, you just put an estimated number in here. Once you do that, it'll factor all of that in to all of your prices. So now, let's say for Amma, you want to make Amma some shorts. So I'll go down here. Maybe you want to make Amma a dress. And then let's say you want to do 3 dresses. The estimated hours is 3. The estimated material cost is $1,800. And then once you this gives you your estimate. But once you actually buy the material, you can select whether the actual price was as estimated, was it a little more or a lot more. Then you select whether the delivery is far or local. Let's say you said it's a far delivery. And then it'll automatically calculate the prices for you. So it's saying this is the minimum price you need to charge for that item. And like if you change the delivery to local, see it adjusts the price. Now the price is a little bit less. If you say, oh, they're doing pickup, then there's no delivery. You say pickup. Pickup, 269. Local is a little bit more, 20, right? So if I do a pickup, then the price is a little bit less because there's no cost for that. And then it'll give you your recommended price. Now, and then it'll give you tiered pricing. So it'll give you 2 suggestions, your safe minimum price and then a recommended price. But then you get to type in what you actually spent, what's your final amount that you actually charge. That's important. So let's say I recommended $2,669. The sheet recommended, but you charge maybe $1,500. And then you can mark it as complete. Put it in progress or cancel, but mark it as completed. Now this is important. This is how the sheet will learn from your past. Every time you get done the job, you just select the option to tell how it went. Was it fast, smooth, heavy, or exhausting? Let's say it was exhausting. I'll put that there. This is important because this column will learn over time. And based on the history of whether that item was frequently exhausting or smooth or heavy, it'll adjust prices automatically in the future. You put your start end date, then it tells you your true surplus money. So that was negative because you charged less than I suggested. So that's it for now. But I gotta make sure the formulas are correct, and I gotta make sure this is clear for you to understand what to do.